morning everybody, how are you? Welcome back to the flower patch, and my name's Iris Smith and I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys, I hope you've had a lovely weekend. I hope you've been busy. I've been busy with my husband in the house. We're laying a new floor down in 4 rooms with 1.5 room done. So we've got the others left to do. It's going to take a while because we're going all downstairs and following through each room with the same flooring. So we've been quite busy. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing a grapevine wreath, a 16-inch wreath, and I've already placed it on the hook, and we're going to do it in some lovely colours. I've got a few new pieces here today and we're going to go through them, and as soon as I get something new I just have to use it. So I'll show you guys where, and let you know where I got them from. Right, but first of all I'm going to use some things that we've used before, and I got out my pine needles, so we're going to place a few of those in. I found one bunch of these left, so I've placed them on picks. Some of our poppy heads, I've got some new ones up there, but I want to use that on another project. I've got a new fern, where this one is more of a autumnal colour, where it's got browns on the leaves as well. So I may place in single picks, I'm not sure, that's why I haven't prepared these, or I may leave them as just one bunch like this, with it being quite a large wreath. And I also want to use up, if I can just get that out, the last of my leftovers of my eucalyptus as well. So I'd like to get those in. Now this is new, and it's begonia, autumn begonia leaves. Now it is on a vine, so it is a trailing one, but I've taken them off the actual vine, pulled them off, and we've got it in this colour, in browns and oranges. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, there's longer pieces, but I've put them shorter pieces, and I've put them all on picks. So instead of just placing in the actual stem and having them all attached to that one stem, so we're going to use that. And I got this when I was browsing a couple of weeks ago from Temu, or Timu, however you pronounce it, and I decided to order just a couple to see how they are when they arrive, and I think they're absolutely beautiful, and the veins on them are fabulous. So that one's from Temu. Now I went shopping on Friday with my son, grocery shopping, and I had to pop in Dunhelm because I was looking for a piece of furniture, and Dunhelm have got some beautiful artificial flowers. They are quite pricey, guys, they really are. But I spotted some eucalyptus, what was £2.50 for a stem, and it is like a, I don't know, like an ivory or milky white with gold bits of spray on them, where they've sprayed it slightly with gold. So, and as you can see, from Dunhelm, £2.50. So if you have a Dunhelm where you live, guys, I don't know about the States or anywhere else over the pond, but in the UK, nip to Dunhelm if your Dunhelm does artificial flowers, and try and grab some. They're very elegant. £2.50. And also in Dunhelm I spotted some berry stems, and I couldn't walk out without these. I know we're doing the autumn colour, but I wanted some of these, just a bit of blue in them, and these were £3 for one stem. That's all you get on one stem, where you can take it off, pull them off and have them on individual picks, or cut them down. But again, That's from Dunhelm, and they are £3 a stem. So again, if you like these guys, go and grab some. If you're Dunhelm, do them. I haven't cut I've only bought 4 stems because I wasn't, you know, sure, because I've got blueberries and things like that, but I think I'm going to get some more of these, definitely. And then also in the UK, there's a shop called, some people call it Jisk, but it's JYSK. Now, they really sell mainly furniture and household things like vases and some, you know, curtains, roller blinds, things like that. But they do have some selection of oddments of artificial flowers scattered around the shop where I live. And I zoomed in on those. Don't they look divine? Now, guys, they're not very long stems. In fact, I don't know if it tells you on them how long. Oh, I can't see. Why is the writing always so tiny? Oh, 36 centimetres. And they were for £2 a stem, which is probably around $3 to $4, maybe about no more than $5 in the States. But they are a beautiful, beautiful, like a burgundy with pink in it. They are divine. £2 for one, so I grabbed 5. So I want to put 3 in, but I may just put the odd one on a pick, pull it off, and I'll tell you why as we go along. And I got these off of Temu as well, guys. Now, I love these, and I've got them in burnt orange, but when these arrived, I was pleasantly surprised how beautiful they are. And they would sit fabulous in a tall vase or vase and in your home and would look outstanding. These are your Chinese lanterns. And usually inside there isn't anything, but they have actually placed in polystyrene inside and then put the leaves or the petals and glued them to the polystyrene to keep them round in shape. And I think they are lovely. I only bought 3 stems of these as well because I wanted to see. I tend to buy a small amount, and then if I like them, then I will order much more. And I love these. I am planning on getting some and putting some in a tall vase in my living room because my living room is creams and golds. So I think these are divine. And the stems are really long. I've bent them over. I haven't, you know, at all cut them, but they are exceptionally long. So if I can just grab one, if it doesn't tangle up. So I don't know if you can see. So if you've got a tall vase and you want something tall in it, have a look on Temu for the Chinese lanterns, and these are beautiful. And I love the way they lean over with the weight because they've got a lot of the flower heads up above. So and the stem goes thinner at the top. So with the weight, they droop. And I think they are beautiful. So I definitely will be ordering more of those as well. And I also called in, and I can't, this shop is dangerous for me. B&M in the UK, another one. And I went over to some of the autumnal range. They haven't filled up the shelves or the aisles yet with how they usually would. They're just starting to do it where I live. But I spotted some velvet pumpkins, 9 for £6. And you've got the green, the ivory, and the burnt orange. And I thought, fabulous. And as you can see, that's there. So you're looking at around $9 for 9 of these pumpkins. And I think they are beautiful. I may put these in, I may not. So, And I've also done a bow. I've not really done a big, well, I say big, one with patterns on. I wanted to keep it plain colour because of what we've got. But I've got the rustic 7/8 ribbon, which has got a metallic shine to it. Then I've gone for the dark burgundy webbing because of the hydrangeas. And then I've gone for a velvet gold where underneath it's double-sided, and you've also got the gold underneath. And I thought I incorporated the gold because we've got a bit of the gold on the eucalyptus. I haven't incorporated anything blue because the berries are just there just to maybe dot around. So that's what we're going to use for our bow. And what I was thinking is I may place the bow on the opposite side today, guys. Do a crescent shape here and then just put a little bit of foliage and floral around the bow on this side, but not too much. And that is my plan. So I'm quite excited for this one. It's like Christmas. So let's get started and bring our elements over here. Put all the flowers together. So I'm going to bring the camera down, guys. I wasn't really looking for any floral or anything like that. Again, I was just generally shopping, going into the shops, and then as we were walking up and down the aisle, spotted things, and I just couldn't walk out without them. So my son was sort of like, I thought we was only grocery shopping, and I had to say, yes, but when you're a florist and you see things, you did not walk out without them in case they may sell out. So I may have to go back and see if I can get some more of those hydrangeas and the berries. So I'm going to bring the camera down here. Oops. I don't know if it feels like it's a bit on the slanty side. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to use the eucalyptus as our background foliage, with it being bushy. And these are again my leftovers, so I want to try and get these used up. I've done quite well going through my leftover box. So I've noticed I've got a little one. They can go around where the bow is. I've got another one anyway. No. So that one can go where the bow is. So we're going to start. Let's just move things out of the way so you can see. And I'm going to place one, and this is quite a tight wreath, guys. I've got several of these and they are really quite tight. So it's a case of having to force them in on some things. And sometimes you may have to just turn the leaves around into position. And I got these from another shop in the UK, what sells everything. B&Q. So, but these were pricey as well. They were £5 for one stem. So you really have to look around, because there is quite a few places what are quite expensive, especially when you're on a budget. So I'm going to place this one at the bottom here. I'm going to part it a little bit. Oops. Yes, I only went into Dunhelm because I wanted a ottoman, a wicker one for, I don't know what that is, just for my living room to put some of my paperwork in. As I was, again, wandering around, and the worst thing is the artificial flowers are right next to where the checkout is in the Dunelm where I live. So it's very tempting, very tempting. I'm going to place one here as well. And then the other two I'll place here. And as you notice, from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I'm placing my stems down. From 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I place my stems going upwards. This is on a crescent shaped wreath, but if you're doing a full wreath, and you just follow the grain around. Now, the bow, if I just grab it, I want here. So I'm going to want to incorporate some greenery around here. So I'm going to place in the bow straight away because I'm not having a lot of greenery around or much around. I just want it to be left by itself. So let's just get the wire in through the wreath. I hope you've got lovely weather today, guys. We've got rain. I've taken Benji out for a walk. He's going for a haircut tomorrow, which is going to be great. So let's just turn. Right, I've just made a mistake and placed the wire through the same hole. So if you do that and you twist it, you can tug at the bow and it will come out. So you need to place the wire in two different areas. So I'm going to just place that back on, and I'm going to thread it under some more, so it's got something to hold on to stop it from coming out. And I'm just going to twist and then we'll place the wire back inside. The wreath, like so. So let's just fluff up. And I haven't really spread out my loops. I want them to stay around the similar position to each other instead of going all the way around. And if I don't want these hanging, I will just loop them up to attach them. I think I may do that. In fact, let's do that now. Some people call it a waterfall effect. Some people call it a bridge effect. So all I'm going to do is just grab the 3 tail ends, lift them up, put my hand underneath, just to give them that little height, bit of height. Pinch them in the middle, put a pipe cleaner around, Chanel stick, or you could put obviously floral wire or a cable tie, and we'll pop this through as well, through the wreath. So then we've got the bow attached and we can work around the bow. I usually attach my bows at a later stage after I've placed in my foliage. But on this occasion, because the bow is really going to be on its own, I'm going to just attach it in now. Twist. Do the same with this. So there we have that. And I've just spread, well, now it's attached, I've just spread open the loops that I've just created as well. Right, so we've got this. I don't think it's, I think I may need to just put little picks on each of these. So I'm just placing them on picks, so then I can scatter them around the bow. Has anybody planned to do any craft fairs for autumn or Christmas? Are you booked in to do craft fairs at Christmas? I'm not. I'll be too busy Christmas time. Right. So we're going to just add a few of these now around our bow. And I'm going to go like in a 360 degrees. I nearly said 36. And place one under here. Then I'll bring the other two around here. Let's have it coming through. So we've just got a little bit of greenery in with the bow as well. Right. I'm going to place in, because it's quite a big wreath, well it will be, I may keep it as a one stem. Oops, one's popped up. I'm going to pull. You sometimes get spare little prongs here to attach your, where I've pulled it off here. And sometimes on elements you get that, where you get a spare one. It's not because it's all, something's dropped, may have dropped off. It's sometimes it's so you can higher your leaves up if you want them higher up. So we'll cut the one off at the bottom. We don't need that. So we're going to go here with these. That one's popped out of the wreath. There we go. And I'm using these for my movement as well. And I'm placing these on the inside where I placed the eucalyptus on the outer edge. These are now on the inner side towards the center. There is a front and a back to these as well. Oh, that's just not sinking in. There we have it. If you like to see some of the leaves facing backwards, that's okay. Oh, let me get the plastic off. That's okay. I quite like to see that sometimes. It's more natural. Oops, I've missed one here. Oh, and I've just pulled a leaf off. I think that one. It's quite a tough wreath, this. Let me take those off and I'll place those around the bow. Like that. I've got one stem left, but I want to place some of the single leaves around our bow. I'm going to take the bottom one off of that as well. Save that one. So we'll go back to our bow, and then I'm going to just place 3 of these on around our bow. So I'm going to have 1, there. I'm placing these in at the position of like a triangle. I'm going to have 1 here, and then 1 down at the bottom. So we've got those as well. Oh, hang on to those. Right, with our begonia, because like I've cut it off the vine, so there's smaller pieces. So the smaller pieces I've placed on picks. So I've got several of those. And then the rest are long. So we'll place the small ones there first. I want the long ones and I'm wanting to let it hang at the bottom like that and just hang over by itself, because the stem of the begonia hasn't got any wiring, so you can't really manipulate it. So I'm going to place it so it's hanging there. So I will position it into the wreath near the center with it being long. If you feel you want to attach it to maybe another stem just so it stays in place, grab a bit of wire and attach it to a stem. I may have to do this with the one at the top because it may just droop over. So I may be a bit too far down actually. Let's just pull it back out, re-glue it. Oops. And bring it higher up. Like so. And if I feel I could attach it to the eucalyptus with a little bit of wire or cable tie, or just glue it on, or I could do it even to the fern and attach it up there. Got another long one, well, longish, so I'm going to bring that out to the side. I'm cutting the stems really short with them being quite long. Let that come out just from the side there. So I've got 2 more, so I could bring one here, and actually I could bring that one further up. So let's do that. It's a pity they're not wired, but we'll work with that. Let that one go out to that side. I bring this one out to that side, like that. And I could have this one further up. And we'll bring that there. So that's our begonias in on there. So the some smaller pieces I will bring around our bow, and also if I've got some left, I think I may only want 3 around our bow, then I will save the rest. Oh yeah, I've got 4 there. I will save maybe for filler or place on the top. So we'll do the same again around our bow. Just to carry this colour on from one side. And I'm bending the stem to lift these up so they can be incorporated with our bow, and also seen. And then we'll bring one out to the side as well. Like that. Now I want to just now look with our lovely, I want to place 3 of these in. One here, and then one around here. So I'd like to place those there. Now you can't, unfortunately, pull the full head off on these. You can take them off individually like that, and you're left with a smaller hydrangea. Oops, I've just pulled the leaf off as well. So you can do that, but I want to keep the full head. So let's see how I want to incorporate it with some of the orange. The stems are really chunky. So with this being a tight wreath, we may have a bit of placing it in issue because it's exceptionally tight. I know, let's do the old faithful and get my hole puncher. just to give me a helping hand. So we've got one there. I like one around here. Let's take the tag off. I've placed in my hole puncher to open up the wreath to get this thick stem in. I'm going to try and sit it upright. And again, if some of your flowers aren't doing it, like this is starting to droop, sometimes I do get a cable tie or a wire. We'll get a wire. And where I've bent it on the corner of the stem, like an L shape. So basically, oops, a daisy. Where I've bent it, just in that corner there, I will attach a wire there just to keep it in place. So oops, took the leaf off again. So I'm going through the wreath with the wire. And then I will pull on the wire to pull the stem in place. And then twist. It is quite hard to there we go. Or again, you could glue it as well as wire. So there we have it sitting more in position how I'd like it. Then I want this one just here. I want the two top ones sort of like going downwards, one down, one up, and then the one in the centre sticking upright. So let's find a hole. There we go. So we've got that one like that as well. So let's glue this leaf back on. There we have it. So I'll keep those to the side in case I would like to use those as well. So we've got, I'm going to need that because look, you can see it hanging over. So I will have to attach this with a wire as well around a stem. Or again, like I say, you can just glue it but I'm going to attach it with a wire just for a little bit more support, because if it's really windy or anything like that, then I know it will sit nice around a stem with a bit of wire and give it that little extra support. And I'm just placing a little bit of the wire around and then twisting it around like I do with the bow on the back. And cut some off and then wrap the rest of the wire around the stem. Sorry if you can hear the rain, guys. So now that is sitting upright. It's very big, so I'll just hold it this way. So let's have a look. I think I want a bit of pine needles in. And I want to bring the pine in here because we've got the gaps, so I'd like to incorporate the pine. I've brought out 3 smaller ones. I've got different sizes. I've got the 11-inch, I've got the 7-inch, and these are the 9-inch. So they're just a little bit bigger. And then I've got the really big 11-inch ones as well. So the 3 smaller ones I want for around the bow. And then the other 4 I got out, 5, sorry, to go around the wreath itself. So we're going to place these in first. Let me just grab the pine so I don't get glue on them. And I wanted to bring, where the centerpiece is here, I want to bring 2 in there. So let's just get these in the center. I can just stand above it. There we go. Just bring those in. And then these, I just want to bring some around our bow. The smaller ones. So we'll just turn and bring, oops, I've caught something. There we go. One there, and then I'll bring those in as well. Oops. Did it go in? No. Not quite. There we go, that's gone in. And then one under here. Like so. So we have that. Now we need some foliage around here and in these gaps. So we've got the begonia. I may need to grab something else what's a bit more, oops, fluffy. What could we use? Well, let's work with what we've got for now. I could put some of these in. You know what I thought? I've just come into mind. If I grab one of each colour. Oh, they're so soft. Oh, they're so spongy. 3 of each colour. Or 1 of each colour. And place them there as a cluster. So let's get a pick on them. Now these have not got any polystyrene in, guys. They're just material. So underneath where there's that little gap, I will push in a pick and just onto it like that. So I think as a cluster would like cover that area. I need a bit of help with my hands today. My arthritis is playing up. I guess if you suffer from it, you understand. But I doesn't let it have any effect. It doesn't stop me. I know with some people it can. There we go. That's that one in. We'll do the same with these before we carry on. So if I just bring them here. That's that one. Okay, there's not an awl. I'm just pushing it through because I think they've got a piece of string holding all the, you know, to create these lines. So I'm just going in between there in the center. I'm holding on to the stem and just so I've got something to help me push in. So that's those. So I'm going to do those again as a cluster in that gap. So one of each colour. And we're going to bring these like that. I'm having them on the similar height to what this hydrangea is. So where it's a dark hydrangea, I will put the lighter pumpkin. I've placed some at different heights, I think. I don't think the green one's sitting very well, so let's just pull that back out. And just reposition it. What I'm going to do as well, keep them as a cluster together, I think. Just got a little bit of floral wire around the stem. I'm only doing it on the green and white one because it's those that are just moving a little bit. So let's just cut the wire. Just not sitting right. I won't let it defeat me. I know what I'm going to do with this one. Get a little bit of a support, I guess. I'll try. So we'll grab the other three. And we'll place those here. I think they look quite nice with a little bit of a depth. Do I? Right, I've got a gap here, so I'm wanting to place in the begonia, the single picks. I'll do that one where the other one is as well. Around here. Oops. Going to bring one in there. In the center, and do one up above as well. And have that one there. Right. I think let's get these in. Our poppy seed heads as well. Now I've got 5, fortunately 5, 2 smaller buds and 3 heads. So let's bring one of the bigger buds around here on the end, and same with the top as well. I'm going to bring one in the center, just this side of the hydrangea. Bring that in the center as well. And then I've got the 2 smaller buds I will bring here. So we've got those facing outwards slightly. So that is how it looks at the moment. If I hold it this way, sideways, you can see everything there. So now we've still got our berries and our Chinese lantern. Now you get 4 on 1, 8, 2, oh let's get this right guys, 2 stems. Let me pull the tag off. There's your main stem, and you get 2 sprigs off, 2 stems on one, and then you get 4 sprigs, or 4 separate, you know, single stems on those each. So let's cut these to start with. Now I'm going to be adding things in like this and around the hydrangea. Down here we need some different colour here than just the green, so we could bring some down there. Do I use one full one there? No. But we will also bring in the Chinese lanterns down there as well. So I'm going to just place in a bit of the eucalyptus. I'm going to just manipulate it and bend it around so it's got movement. Well, they are push-ups as well. I'm going to bring the odd one on the outside also. I just work around on the outer side. Just give it some bend, make it look more natural. Let's just twist those leaves around. I don't think I did that. There we go. I do really feel I need something popping out here. That was a bit hard to get off. Get one in here. Then we'll bring one down on the end as well, like we did on the bottom. Like so. And then I've got two that I'm going to bring. Do I bring them there? Or one there? I think there. So I'm going to push these up a little bit, just have them slightly shorter, not much. Do the same with this one. Just give those a little bend as well, like that. So I'm not going to place any around there because I don't want that to be as full. It's just to place the odd elements around the bow. Now our Chinese lantern. Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look fabulous? It's a shame to cut it. Right, let me just see. I heard something scraping. Yeah. I've got one of the stems that pop through. Anywhere else? No. So yes, it's a shame to cut them, but it must be done. So let's see. Because of the bottom with the begonia, here is quite long. I want something with a bit of length down there. So I may bring that in like that. Keep these two together and do the same up above. So then just take that off, because they can go around the side here. I'm just going to cut. Now this is what's left from the stem. Save them, guys, save them, because if you get a flower head and it doesn't come with picks or their own stem and it's just a head, you can use things like this to use them for. Or if you've got foam and you are doing a table arrangement and you want to make sure the foam's got a little bit more support, you can place these in the center going through the foam. That's if you've got two pieces of foam on top of each other, just to hold them together, and then cut them at the top of the foam. So they're good for that as well, and many other things. So let's just place these ones in, and I'd like it somewhere around here, just to fill that little area. I don't want it as long as that begonia, because the begonia is the trailing plant, so I'd like to keep that trailing. But we'll do the same up above here. Let's find somewhere to get this in. Can't get it in. Let's take the glue off. I'm going to shorten it a little bit more. So we've got that as well. Bringing that one I've done after the hydrangea there. This one I'm bringing in here just before the hydrangea, because there's a gap again. And plus it's, you know, I want it to look natural. I don't want everything uniformed in the same place. But this one I want coming out from the side around here. Gone in. Yeah. So then we've got that one there as well. You just get the glue off of my fingertips. So we've got those as well. And I think just by adding those in, a little light colour makes it look fabulous. Now with the berries, I don't want them as a big cluster. Let me just see what they'd be like as a single dotted around. Yeah, I think I'm going to place some on picks, guys, and I'm going to have them, if I can get them off, have them dotted around. I don't even know how many I've got. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's just get 12 to start with. Now I want to put some around the bow. So I'm going to bring in a bit of that blue where our bow is as well. I'm going to bring, I think, a couple around the centre. So let's bring that one up. Okay, so it can just be seen. I think I want something white in here, guys. It's whether it be just a little pumpkin, I don't know. Let's have a look. I may just stick the pumpkin in there. One's not sitting how I'd like it. There we go. We'll place one more. Around the bow. There. So we've got a bit of the blue around our bow. Again, I may place a pumpkin there to incorporate what we've got on this side. I don't know. Or I may chop a bit of Chinese lantern. Let me just pull one off. I think I might add that instead. Or if I just pull 3 off and add those in there or somewhere around. So I'm now going to place the blueberries around on this side of our wreath. So I'm just quickly putting on the picks. There. So let's add in some blueberries. So we're going to bring a bit of the blue again in here. I may want more because they're quite, well, I wouldn't say small, too small, just so you could spot them. And I'm just placing these where I feel I'd like to see them. They are quite close, about 5-6 inches away from each other. I don't mind that. And I do want some of them, you know, to stick out. I'm not going to totally fill this wreath in. I quite like the idea of seeing, with it being autumn, some of the grapevine. I'm going to place some up here as well, around the centre. We're going to need some more. Oops. So let's use all this, what's on here. Right, so let's just get the glue again off my skin. Bring one this side as well. Have that one up from there. Also, I may bring one actually here. Got 3 left, so I'm going to place one around here where the Chinese lantern is, and do the same under here, and then this one I'm going to bring in the center. So I'll cut that one down a little bit. Just bend it inwards as well. Right, let's see about these. Put these on little smaller picks that I've cut from the longer ones. I may actually bring them around with them in 3 and leave the centre of the bow as it is. I just need a little bit of white over here because it's just, there's creams and whites, you know, with the Chinese lantern and then your pumpkins, but there's nothing on that colour over where the bow is. So I'm going to just incorporate that colour in here. Excuse my head, guys. Oops. There, have one drooping a little. So I don't need no more berries. Then let me just put the band. I'm just thinking. Put those there. I've got the last bit of that fern. This one stem. Let me move the Chinese lanterns out of the way as well. Oops. I'll place those over here with them being so long. So I'm going to do with the last of these, 1, 2, 3, 4. Place these on picks as well. And I'm going to just add these in. 2, 3, 4. I may as well, instead of me having to put these in my leftover box, let's get them in. So I feel I need some here and here for definite. I could even place the 2 because the rest are in cluster. I could place 2 here and 2 there. I may do that. I'm going to do 2 at a smaller length and 2 longer, and put the small, 1 small and 1 long together. I'll stick them in together as well. There's one there. Do the same. Oops. These. Turn that one the right way. Have those there as well. So that's those used up as well. So let's just have a look. Now where I've got this little tail end, you can see my mechanics. Now I'm not a fan of having the mechanics on show. Some people don't mind because they, you know, as they go along. I don't know whether to put that one. Oh, I think that one's a bit dark. And I think that one clashes because of the colour. So I'm going to bring one of the pumpkins, with it being lighter colour as well, on the end where my mechanics is. And this one's quite short stemmed as well. I think I may need to go through the other side of the tail ends, guys. Let's cut it a little bit shorter as well. So basically I'm going this side. That's better. So we've got that there too. So we don't need those, and we don't need any more of the hydrangeas. So I just pop those up there out of the way. So guys, that is our project for today completed. Again, using different way of how I usually do my wreaths. I tend to do my wreaths with the bow on everything and the floral all on one particular side, but I just wanted to do something different. So again, that is the wreath completed, and I think that's a wonderful autumn wreath. It would sit really, really pretty in or outdoors, wherever you'd like to see it. It is very big, but I don't mind big. Some people do, but it can be done on a smaller scale as well. Let me just grab the easel. Let's just hang it up. Just making sure the foliage and that are all the right way. They don't look backwards. Wow, that one does. Let's twist that one around. Oh, it won't go around. There we go. One moment, guys. I just very funny about how things, the foliage sit, whether it's back or backwards. So I may need to higher it up a little bit because of the begonia at the bottom. Right, so let's just get rid of some of this mess. Right, so I'm going to bring up the camera. Oh my gosh, it is big. You don't realise how big things are, do you? Until you actually stand back and have a good look. I may have to zoom out. I'm going to zoom out, guys. Just so you can get it all in. Yeah, that's very big. I'm going to lean it back a bit. I feel it's too upright. There we go. So, oh my gosh, it's bigger than me. So there is our lovely autumn wreath with using the really lovely deep burgundy hydrangeas. Because they've got like a dusky pink on the petals inside, you could do this arrangement, autumn arrangement, with pinks as well, dusky pinks. That would look really pretty. And then with the begonia, I wanted the rustic looking old brown. I had to try it when I spotted it. So I will be getting some more of those. And I definitely will be getting some more of these Chinese lanterns as well, and the berries. So, I mean, here, this one, begonia is bent over because that's how, there's no wire in these. So I can't manipulate that back. So that has to just sit how it sits and make it look more natural. So I think that looks absolutely lovely. I love the colours, the browns, the greens, the oranges and the reds with the lighter tones as well, and the bit of gold on the eucalyptus. I think that looks really nice. And I like the idea of having the bow over the other side and just placing a little bit of floral and foliage around it, just so it's just not sat there plain by itself. You know, incorporate your elements with it, but not as much. Hence the reason I didn't put, you know, lots and lots of things around it. I you know, only put a minimal, like 3, or obviously with the berries I put 5, but 3 of the Chinese lanterns by just pulling the heads off, as you saw. So I think that's really pretty. So if you'd like to give it a go, guys, give it a go. You know, if you've already got things like the deep rich hydrangeas, you know, if it doesn't have to be the begonia leaf, if you've got any rustic or burnt orange foliage, you could place it on picks to elongate it, to, you know, let it hang a bit more at the bottom. You could do that. And if you haven't got any Chinese lanterns, don't worry about that. You can get, you know, use cotton, or you can use, I've got the balls. I always forget the spike. I call them spiky balls because they are to me. Let me just grab one if I can. Something's caught, as it always is. But you could use things like this instead of the Chinese lanterns and have them incorporated as well, or bunny tails, things like that. And then just add in some little pumpkins. If you've got willow and you've not got this long eucalyptus leaves, add in some willow, some fern, or if you've not got pine needles, guys, add in some grasses. That would look pretty instead, in replace of that. And again, if you've not got blueberries, you know, you don't have to have them in blue. You could add in some orange berries if you've got orange berries, or if you've got red, you know, burgundy coloured berries, you could incorporate those as well. And if you haven't got the golden, I say milky white eucalyptus, but you've got white eucalyptus, incorporate the white eucalyptus into it. Or even if you've got a rustic coloured eucalyptus, you know, an autumnal one, you could add in that instead. And I'm sure it would look fabulous, with or without a bow. Your choice, guys. I'll leave that to you. So, but I love bows, so I love to add them in. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe, share and like. You know, to everybody who you know, bring them along, you know, just to see different ideas of what we create and what we can, you know, make look beautiful to sit on anybody's door. It's that big, it would get noticed. If even if your house was set back quite far, it would be noticed because it's big. I always say, you know, if your house is set back from the street, a small wreath probably will not get noticed. If you'd like people to walk by and say, oh, that's beautiful, I would. So if it's quite far back your house from the public walking past, excuse me, then I always suggest go for a big wreath for it to be noticed. A small 10 or 12 inch, you know, probably won't get noticed as much. So give it a go. Just give it a go, guys, in any colour you like. I'm sure you'll all do a fabulous job. And if you've got any pictures, you know, send me. My email is theflowerpatch2401@gmail.com. And I'll be more than honoured to look at your wonderful pictures, guys. So, excuse me, have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. And if you're in the UK and it's pouring down with rain, you know, try to keep dry. If you haven't got to go anywhere and you can just craft away in your home, have fun doing that. It's wonderful. So again, press that subscribe button and share it to everybody who you know. And I'll see you here tomorrow. Take care, guys. I love you all. God bless. And bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Right, let's just go and have a little zoom in. So let's just take it off the... Oh, I didn't press that button. I don't know what button it was, but I didn't press it. Right, I don't know whether to... If I zoom out again or back in, that's better. Right, there's a lovely rustic or copper effect. I think it looks metallic ribbon. The gold velvet and then the... burgundy webbed ribbon, and there's our wonderful hydrangeas. Can you see the dusky pink in the centres around them? Aren't they pretty? And then our lovely, I'll grab the leaf, our begonia. Look at that, guys. Look, I love anything with veins in. I don't know why. It just must be something I love. It's just beautiful tones, and then you've got it way further down in like the brown with the orange fiery veins. Look at that. Oh, how wonderful. And then you've got littler ones with like the green, if you can see, greens with a bit of the green vein and orange, or you know, a bit of red in as well. And our lovely eucalyptus with the little gold on, if you can see. And our beautiful berries. Aren't they lovely? Really pretty. And then our lovely, and now I love poppy heads. I've got a thing about poppy heads as well. But what haven't I got a thing about? And then our lovely Chinese lanterns. Again, they are solid inside with the polystyrene, so the flowers will keep their shape, which is fabulous. And our lovely pumpkins, the velvet green, the burnt orange, and the white. And just adding lighter colours in as well, sets it off. And spiky, you know, soft with smooth, you know, rough with... soft with smooth, that's the same thing. Rough with smooth. So the rough textures of your pine needles with the soft textures of your begonia leaves and your pumpkins and things like that. And I always like to say, you know, incorporate spiky leaves like your eucalyptus and your fern with the rounded shaped leaves like your begonia and your eucalyptus. So do the opposites of it. So I had spiky with round, rough with smooth, and you will get a lovely, lovely contrast. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, that one's still there. It's not sold, guys. I'm keeping it for myself. So it's staying there for now until I put it in my living room. So don't worry. It's mine. So, yeah, give it a go. It's a wonderful colour. Mixture. I'm just adding in a bit of blue. Just adds that little bit more interest. So take care, guys. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye.